Several surprises after some major crop reports were released recently. Joining us now is Kim Anderson, our crop marketing specialist. And Kim, help us sort out the market reaction to the news.
Well, the market reaction to the corn and the wheat reports were surprise. The soybean report was just as expected. Initial reaction to the corn, the estimate of lower stocks, lower than expected stocks, both in storage and ending stocks, was higher corn prices. Wheat with the planted acres, lower planted acres in Oklahoma, 5%, lower planted acres in Kansas, 7%, higher planted acres in Colorado by about 600,000 acres. Surprise to the market, lower wheat prices. The initial response was as expected, but there were questions in the market about what we were talking about there.
And now that we've had some time to digest this a little bit, what's the sentiment in the market now?
Well, you look at wheat with the 5% lower Oklahoma and 7% lower Kansas. The question was, do we have less planted acres? And the general consensus was probably not. However, it depends on how USDA counted the last year's planted acres. Like for Oklahoma, it was 5.6 million last year and 5.3 million this year. But some analysts I talked to, their number was 5.3. That's what they expected. That's what they think's there, and that's what came. So it's how it was measured. You look at the corn on the lower stocks. I think the general consensus is right now, kind of between the lines, is that USDA may have overestimated how much corn will be fed in the residual, and that number may be off. With
this in mind, where do you think the market's going to go from here?
Well, the corn went up and came down a little bit. Wheat went down and came up a little bit. You know, they're both still digesting it. You look at the corn on the March contract, it's got support at around 417, and then at 406, resistance at 440. It's going to move around there the next couple of weeks. You look at the March contract for wheat, it's got support at 617, resistance at 630. So the analyst I talked to and my analysis says that we're just going to move sideways with wheat, still in a downtrend. Corn, possibly, you know, last week I said it had probably bottomed out. That's questions now. It could grind on lower. The basis is lower because farmers are, you know, with this report are selling their corn. They've been holding it. So I think just mostly sideways too, slightly lower for wheat, maybe slightly lower for corn.
And we want to wrap up with a bit of marketing advice for Oklahoma producers. Those who still have wheat in storage, when should they sell it?
Start staggering it in the market, get it on in. If we break $6, it's Katie bar the door and it's going on down. And if looking at new crop, I probably wouldn't price any. You normally get a rally in April.
Okay, Kim Anderson, we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.